SANDHAN, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
Hello friends, welcome back to another lecture on our series on English grammar. We are today going to deal with a very easy, considered to be a very easy topic of English grammar, that is articles. However, when we will start doing the articles, we will realize and we will understand, friends, that the use of articles in our everyday life is not easy at all. In fact, most of the times, because you and I are committing a mistake in the use of articles, our written language and our spoken language are both unfortunately getting hit. So, we have to pay maximum attention to the understanding of the concept behind the use of articles. I'm very sure that all of you have done your articles as a topic in your schools also. But what happens, unfortunately, my friends, that our schools teach us a few very basic things. However, the application of these things is something which is sometimes missing out. For instance, all of us, we know that when we are supposed to use a vowel alphabet, which are the 5 vowel alphabets that we have? A, E, I, O, U. So, we are all very much aware of the fact that when I have to say orange, I will use the article an orange. When I have to say elephant, E is a vowel sound, is a vowel word, alphabet, and therefore I will use the article an. However, friends, to make things very clear, this is not what articles are all about. Particularly as far as the vowel alphabets are concerned, A, E, I, O, U, the 5 out of 26 alphabets, which are vowel alphabets, they are not to be paid attention to. What we are paying attention to is the vowel sound, not the vowel alphabet. For example, if I tell you today in this lecture that I have an MA degree, you will all agree with me that M, the alphabet M, is not a vowel alphabet at all. In fact, it is a consonant. In that case, why am I using the article an before the degree MA? For the simple reason, friends, that M starts with a vowel sound A. And the moment you are using a vowel sound A or A or O, you immediately have to use the article an. This is a fact which most of us either forget or do not know, and therefore we always keep in mind only one fact, that if there is a vowel alphabet, the article an is supposed to be used. So friends, in our discussion of articles, we are not going to repeat facts and stuff which you already know, but we are going to deal with articles from a very different angle, so that your spoken English and your written English becomes much better. On your screens, let us see articles. How many articles do we have? We have 3 articles, a and the. Okay. All right. Let us look at some kind of an introduction. Articles a, an, and the are used commonly in our day-to-day conversations. The use and application of articles is based on a thorough understanding of countable and uncountable nouns. That is most important. Most of the times we do not remember, we forget very conveniently where and how are we supposed to use the articles. So, the application and use of articles is based on a thorough, what do I mean by thorough? A complete understanding of the countable and uncountable nouns. So, friends, in order to understand our articles in a better way, we will first have to understand countable and uncountable nouns. I am not trying to talk here about the types of nouns. We all know that there are 5 types of nouns. I am trying to talk about the forms of nouns. We have the countable form, the uncountable form. We also have the singular form and the plural form. But the singular and plural form of nouns exist only with countable nouns. So I believe when we are discussing articles, we will have to go back to a slight discussion of our nouns. Okay, let us see. A countable noun can be singular or plural. Alright, we have already differentiated. I'll go back to the screen, the previous slide. The use and application of articles is based on a thorough understanding of countable and uncountable nouns. So now, let us see. A countable noun can be singular or plural. This is extremely important. For example, Ramesh eats a banana every day. Alright, bananas are countable nouns. Look at the next sentence. An uncountable noun has only one form. Countable nouns can have singular and plural forms. Uncountable nouns can only have one form. Let us look at the example. Ramesh eats rice every day. Banana is a countable noun. Rice is an uncountable noun. So, did you notice, friends, that in the above example, we used an article for the countable noun, but for the uncountable noun, I did not use any article. I simply said, Ramesh eats rice every day. Okay, so this is how we are going to deal with the entire topic of articles. Okay, let us move ahead with our discussion. Singular countable nouns. Please write this down if you're already writing on a piece of paper with pen. This is something very important, friends. Singular countable nouns cannot be used without the article a, an, or the. There are 2 things that you keep in mind. 1, singular. 2, countable. So when these 2 are together, when a noun is both countable as well as singular, they cannot be used without the article a, an, or the. For example, I want a mango. He has gone to buy an umbrella. So I'm using articles. But then the whole point takes a slight turn. Look at the turn. However, plural countable nouns can be used alone. What do I mean by alone? Without the use of articles. For example, I want mangoes. Now see, the word mangoes, the noun mangoes, is countable, but it is not singular. It is plural. This is what I am trying to say in the point. Plural countable nouns can be used alone. That means without the use of any articles. So let us take a look at the example again. I want mangoes. Look at the second example. There are no batteries in the flashlight. So this is how things are changing. When you have a singular countable noun, you use the articles. When you have a countable plural noun, you do not use the articles. Okay. Articles a or an are normally not used with uncountable nouns. So from a discussion of countable nouns, now we are, friends, coming to a discussion on uncountable nouns. And what did I say? On your screens is written clearly, articles a or an are normally not used with uncountable nouns. We do not say a hair or a grass, etc. We all know hair and grass are uncountable nouns, so we cannot be using the article a just before them. Okay, but now look at the second part on your slide. We can definitely say a bowl of soup, a drop of water, a piece of music, a game of tennis, etc. Alright, so this is important. Now in these examples on your screen, friends, please pay attention. A bowl of soup. Are we using the article for the noun soup? No, we are using the article for the noun bowl. What is the second example? A drop of water. Are we using the article a for water? Certainly not. We are using the article a for the noun drop. A piece of music. Again, article a has not been used for music. It has been used for the piece. A game of tennis. The same logic applies to this as well. Okay, so I hope this is getting a little clear. Articles a and an are normally not used with uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns can be used alone also. Forget articles a and an. They can be used without any other part of speech as well. For without, see, that is the last line on your slide. Without the. What is the? The is an article. My is a possessive pronoun. Some, S-O-M-E, some is an adjective. It's an adjective of quantity. Alright, so uncountable nouns can be used alone also without article the, possessive pronoun my, or adjective of quantity some. How? Let us take a few examples. For example, Vishal has short hair. Can we look at the uncountable noun there, my friends, in this sentence? Exactly, hair is the noun. Have I used any article, any possessive pronoun or any quantitative adjective? None. Look at the second sentence. Are you fond of music? Where is the uncountable noun? It is music. Have I used any article or possessive pronoun? Once again, the answer is in the negative. Rice is the staple food of Gujaratis. The uncountable noun here is rice. I am neither using the rice or my rice or his rice or some rice. None of it is used. So remember, I'll go back to the previous slide and show it to you. Uncountable nouns, I'm reading from the last part. Uncountable nouns can be used alone without the, my, some, etc. Okay? Alright. Now after the sentences get over, after the examples get over, let us see what is written in the last para on your slides. Many nouns. Now this is most important. If you are ready with your pen and paper, friends, please take this down. Many nouns can be used as countable as well as uncountable nouns. However, what is the important part there? There is a difference in their meaning. When you are using the same noun in both the aspects, in both the forms, that means one is countable, the other is uncountable. The use is permitted, the usage is allowed, but there is a huge difference in the meaning of the two. How? Let us see. Let's go to the next slide and see. Okay. Let us take a few sentences. I am giving you couples as examples. Let us come to the first one. Did you hear a noise just now? What does this mean? A particular noise. We are talking about a specific noise. And therefore I said, did you hear a noise just now? But Look at the sentence after that. I can't study here. There's too much noise. I can't study here. There's too much noise. I cannot say there are too many noises. That is not allowed. So in sentence 1, the first example was noise as a countable noun. The second example was noise as an uncountable noun. Okay. Let's come to sentence number 2. My friend gave me a newspaper, but I need some paper to write on. Once again, in the first sentence of the second example, newspaper is a countable noun, whereas in the second sentence of the second example, paper becomes an uncountable noun. Alright, so friends, we need to take a few of such nouns which are used as both countable as well as uncountable, and we will also see, as these two examples on your screen make it clear, when we are using the countable noun, we are using the article. But when we are not using the countable noun, that means when we are using the uncountable noun, we do not use any articles. Alright, okay. Let's take a few more examples. Number 3. You can stay with us. We have a spare room. That means we have an extra room in the house. But you can't sit here. There isn't room. In the second sentence, room conveys space. Space is unlimited. You cannot count space. So, in the second sentence, we have not used any article. In the first sentence, room is a physical room of 4 walls and 1 roof. So, there it becomes a countable noun, and therefore using the article a. Let's come to sentence number, or rather example number 4. I had an interesting experience. We are talking about one experience here, a very specific experience. I had an interesting experience. But I got the job because of my experience. Here, experience in the second sentence conveys what we call anubhav. It is because of a long time experience of having done something. So, once again, in the fourth example, first sentence, the noun is countable, second sentence, it is uncountable. So, where there is a countable noun, we use the article. Where there is an uncountable noun, we do not use the article. Okay, let's come to example number 5. Harish is looking for a job, any job. He is looking for a job. But I am looking for work. I simply cannot say I am looking for a work. Work as a noun is uncountable, but job as a noun is very much countable. Therefore, I say Harish is looking for a job. Now I am looking for work. Let us come to the 6th example. It's a nice day today. I am using it's a nice day today because I am using the adjective nice. So today becomes, or day rather, becomes a countable noun. Alright. But then come to the next sentence. It's nice weather today. Weather is an uncountable noun, so I am not using any article. Let us look at the last example in this manner. We had a lot of bags. Alright, bags are countable. So therefore I am using the article a. We had a lot of bags. But look at the last sentence on your screen. We had quite some luggage. Bags are countable, but luggage is an uncountable noun. Okay, so I hope, friends, this particular concept is becoming clear in your minds, that when there is a countable noun, we use an article. When there is an uncountable noun, we do not use the article. Alright, so let us go ahead. Now, this is an important point. There is a difference between articles a and the. For this, to understand this difference, on your screen there is a short dialogue that I have given. It is a short dialogue between Monica and Sarika, two friends. Let us take a look at Monica. What does Monica say? I had a burger and an orange at the restaurant. So Sarika asks, okay, were they good? And what is Monica's reply? The burger wasn't good, but the orange was very sweet. Now pay attention to this dialogue once again. Monica says, I had a burger. She uses the article a. What are we trying to do here, friends? We are trying to learn the difference between a oblique an and the. So Monica says, I had a burger and an orange. However, in Monica's next dialogue, what does she say? The burger wasn't good, but the orange was very sweet. So why did Monica use the article a initially? And why did she then change it to the later on? What happened? There has to be some explanation. What can be this explanation? Let's see. In this conversation, Monica says a burger and an orange because this is the first time that she talks about them. When she's talking about them for the very first time, she means to say a burger as in one burger among millions of burgers, an orange, one orange among millions and trillions of oranges. Look at the second part on your slide. But then, the next time she says the burger and the orange, because now Sarika knows which burger and which orange is Monica talking about. Which burger and which orange? The burger she ate at the restaurant and the orange she ate at the restaurant. So when Monica is talking about them for the first time, she is using the article a because she wants to indicate that this is any burger among millions and trillions. Whereas the next time she uses the burger and the orange to indicate that now Sarika knows the specific burger that she ate and the specific orange that she ate at the restaurant. So I hope, friends, this difference between a and the particularly is becoming very clear in our minds. We'll take a few more examples. Perhaps that will make things very clear. Let's take these examples. Compare a and the in these sentences. Look at the first sentence. I saw a lion and a tiger in the zoo. The lion was sleeping, but the tiger was having his meal. Now, in the first part of this very small paragraph, why I am saying a lion and a tiger? Because this is the first time I am talking about them. One lion from millions of others, one tiger from hundreds of others. But where did I see them? I saw them in the zoo. So next time I am calling them the lion and the tiger because now I am specifying which lion? The lion that I saw at the zoo. Which tiger? The tiger that I saw at the zoo. The lion was sleeping, but the tiger was having his meal. So I hope the difference between a article and the article is becoming a little clear. Look at the second one. In the hotel, there was a room on the left and a suite on the right. Okay, in the hotel there was a room on the left and a suite, suite is a larger room, on the right. The room was small, but the suite was big. Now, once again, the same logic comes here. There was a room, one room amongst hundreds of others that are there in the hotel, a suite among various 10 or 20 suites that the hotel has. The room was small. Now I am specifying which room am I talking about? The room of the hotel. Which suite am I talking about? The suite of the hotel. So in the hotel there was a room on the left and a suite on the right. The room was small, but the suite was big. So I hope, friends, now this difference between a and the is becoming pretty clear in your minds. So let us move ahead in our discussion of the articles. We use the when we are thinking of one particular thing. Let's compare a oblique an and the once again. Look at that sentence, look at that example on your screens, friends. Tushar sat down on a chair. Now it can be any chair. Perhaps let us imagine there are 50 chairs in a room. So Tushar sat down on any one of those 50 chairs. So therefore we are using the article a. Tushar sat down on a chair. But look at it later on. Tushar sat down on the chair nearest to the door. Why am I using the chair now? Because now I am specifying which chair, that chair which was nearest to the door. So once again, go to the above part on your slide, on your screen. We use the when we are thinking of one particular thing. So when Tushar sits down on any chair amongst the 50 or 100 chairs of a room, we say that Tushar sat down on a chair. But when we specify which chair did he sat down on, then we use the article the. So what will be the sentence? Tushar sat down on the chair nearest to the door. I hope this is getting a little clear. All right. We'll take a few more examples. Anshul is looking for a job. He's looking for any job. There are millions of jobs available. He's hoping to get any job. But look at the next part. Anshul got the job he had applied for. Now, are we not specifying which job? The job that he had applied for. Okay. Let's come to example number 3. Anant bought a new car last month. There are hundreds of cars being sold every day, every month. Out of those, Anant bought any one car. Alright. But then look at the second part. Anant cleaned the car yesterday. Now this is important. Anant cleaned the car yesterday. So now we are specifying which car did he clean. Which car are we talking about? The one that he cleaned. So therefore, when there is one particular thing, we always use the article the. Alright. Let's come to the next slide and let's see what articles have in store for us. We use the when it is clear in the situation which thing or person we mean. Now this is extremely important. If you are ready with your pen and paper, my friends, please take this down. We use the article the when it is clear in the situation which thing or which person we mean. Which thing or which person we are talking about. Alright. For example, in a room, we talk about the fan, the table, the door, the light, the carpet, the chairs, etc., etc. Okay, the bed, and etc., etc. Okay. Why are we saying the fan and why are we not saying a fan? Because it is clear which fan are we talking about. The fan that is in the room. Which table are we talking about? The table that is in the room. Which door are we talking about? the door that is in the room. So when we already know which fan are we talking about or which light are we talking about, then obviously our choice of the article is going to be the. Let us take a sentence. I took a taxi to the railway station. The railway station, because it is a specific railway station belonging to a particular city or area or town or place, etc., etc. Okay. Let's take another example. Asha received a letter from the director. Director might be the principal of an institute. He might be the director of a company. How many principals or how many heads of an institute can there be? Only one. So if there is just one of something, we are specifying particularity, then we only have one choice, and that is using article the. So therefore on your screens you see Asha received a letter from the director. Maybe there is just one director, just like the Prime Minister. How did I speak it? I called it the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, the Minister, the Director, the Managing Director, the President. We have just one President in the country. We have just one Prime Minister in the country. We have only one Chief Minister in the state. So, when there is just one of somebody or something, we are supposed to use the article the. Let us take a look at the other example that I have offered to you. Number 3. I must go to the bank to deposit this cheque. Alright, the bank. You can deposit your cheque in any bank? Certainly not. You can deposit your cheque in your bank only. Alright. But then look at the next sentence. Is there a bank near your office? Now I am asking about any one bank. I am not specifying is there your bank near the office. But I am simply asking is there a bank near your office. I hope the difference between a and the, friends, is now becoming a little clear. Let's say, we say, I hate going to the dentist, but my sister is a dentist. When I say I hate going to the dentist, I am specifying. I have a particular dentist in mind and I hate going to her or him. Okay. But my sister is a dentist. She is a type of doctor. Dentistry is a type of medicine. Alright. We also say Sulekha's office is in the center of the city. Okay. We cannot say Sulekha's office is in center of the city. In the center of the city. But my brother is in the Air Force. Alright. So my brother is in the Air Force. We cannot say my brother is in Air Force. That is not allowed. Let us take another look. At the same time we say I go to the cinema about once a month. Okay. Now this is important. I go to the cinema about once a month. Are we specifying the name of the month? Am I saying September, November, February? No, I am not. So, any month of the 12 months available to us, in any given month, we go to watch films at least twice. So, this is what it is. I go to the cinema about once a month. Look at the second example. Twice a week, we have to file reports. So twice in a week, any given week, there are 52 weeks in a given year. So out of these, every week we have to file at least 2 reports. Look at the third example on your screens. The oranges were ₹20 for a dozen. Are we specifying which dozen? Certainly not. You simply count 12 and that is a dozen. So therefore we are using the article a. And look at the last sentence on your screen. Rita's husband calls up almost thrice a day from office. So he calls up almost times a day. But are we specifying which day? We are not specifying which day, and therefore we cannot use the article the. In all these sentences, we are duty bound to use the article a. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is again a very important point, friends, and it will be a good thing if you are writing this down, you are marking this point. We use the when there is only one of something. This is important, please pay attention. For example, which is the highest mountain in the world? Highest mountain can only be one. So obviously, what is the choice of the article there? The. Let's take a look at the second sentence, the second example. The earth revolves round the sun and the moon revolves round the earth. Earth is one, sun is just one, moon is also just one. Earth has only one satellite, and that is the moon. If we were on Jupiter, which has 21 satellites, then of course we might call it a moon. But for us, we have one moon, one earth and one sun, sun. So therefore we will use the article the. Take a look at the last sentence on your screen. Delhi is the capital of India. How many capitals can a country have? Only one capital. So therefore we will be using the article the. Okay. Now, this is an important part once again. However, we use articles a or an to say what kind of thing something is. Kaya prakarno che, type. For that, we have to use the articles either a or an. Let us take a look at the examples. The sun is a star. It is one of the many stars. We all know this very clearly, that there are millions and trillions of stars in space, but sun is also one of the stars. It is a kind of star. So therefore we are using the article a. Now there is a difference. I'll go back to the previous slide. The earth revolves around the sun. When we talk about sun, we have only one sun. But when we talk about sun as a star, then we are considering sun to be one amongst millions of others. Therefore, we will say the sun is a star. Okay. Look at the note given below. One must remember that we usually say the radio, but television is spoken without the. Friends, if you ask me the reason for this, well, I will ask you a counter question. Why do you think in India we drive on the left hand side of the road? Do you have an answer to this? I'm sure you will come up with an answer and tell me that this is the law, this is the rule. Here also this is the law, this is the rule. We usually say the radio, but we say television without the article the. How? Let us take a couple of examples. We heard the new song on the radio. They watched this news on television. So while in the first sentence I have used article the, in the second sentence I have not used any article the. Again, pay attention to the note there. The is normally not used with the names of meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. However, this is not a rule, friends. Mark the usage of my word normally. The is normally not used with the names of meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. Let us take a look at examples. What did you have for breakfast? I am not saying what did you have for the breakfast. Vishal and Nidhi went out for lunch. I am not saying Vishal and Nidhi went out for the lunch. That also is not happening. Okay. Alright. Take a look at these sentences. This is very important. We are coming to an extremely important part. Just before we finish our lecture, we are coming to an extremely important part of the lecture. So, take a look at these sentences. Number 1. The elephant is the largest of all animals. The car is an excellent means of transport. The rupee is the currency of India. I am asking you to please take down these sentences and go through them once again. The elephant is the largest of all animals. The car is an excellent means of transport. The rupee is the currency of India. This is wonderful. But I am sure you have in your mind a question. Why have I used articles the in front of elephant, in front of a car, or in front of the currency called rupee? There is an explanation. Let us look at this explanation. In these sentences, the does not mean one particular thing. The elephant represents one particular type of animal, not one particular elephant. This is extremely important. We'll go back a couple of slides and see what did we take down. We use the when there is only one of something. Alright. Now don't confuse this, friends, with what we are doing right now. Let us suppose this. I'm sorry. The elephant is the largest of all animals. What is the explanation here? The elephant equals to one particular type of animal, not one particular elephant. Okay. Alright, what was the second sentence? The car is an excellent means of transport. We are not saying which car, but we are specifying the car as a means of transport, as a means of traveling from one place to another. Therefore, we are using the article the. Similarly, there are hundreds of currencies in the world, but which is our currency? In India, it is the rupee. We are not specifying which rupee, but we are simply talking about the rupee as the currency of India. Okay. Look at that structure given at the bottom of your slide. We use article the plus a singular countable noun in this way to talk about a type of animal, type of machine, etc., etc. Look at the structure again, friends. We use article the plus a singular countable noun in this way to talk about a type of animal, machine, etc. Okay. Once again, compare A and the. I want to buy a violin. Aryan can play the violin. Now, when I say I want to buy a violin, I want to buy any one violin amongst the hundreds that are available in the market for purchase. But when I say Aryan can play the violin, I am talking about violin as a specific musical instrument. I am not talking about any violin, but I am talking about violin as a special musical instrument. There is the tabla, there is the guitar, but out of all this, Aryan can play the violin. Alright. We do not use the with names of people and places. Obviously, this is something very normally and commonly known to us. For example, Asia, we do not say the Asia. Or Gujarat, we do not say the Gujarat. India, we do not say the India. However, but we do use the in names with republic, kingdom, states, etc. There are examples on your screen. The United Kingdom, the United States of America, the Republic of South Africa, the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, the Suez Canal, the Nile. Alright, so when we are using republics, when we are using kingdoms, when we are using states, that time we definitely use the article the. So, in this way, friends, we have come to an end of our discussion on articles. Articles are basically easy to understand, but unless and until we understand the difference between an and the, we are not going to become successful users of the articles. So, thank you very much, friends, for being part of this lecture on articles. Hoping to see you soon for another series on English grammar and in another lecture. Thank you very much.
SANDHAN, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.